The handcuffs were too tight. James Patterson could feel the plastic zip tie cutting into his wrists as he knelt on his own kitchen floor, surrounded by 6 FBI agents with rifles pointed in his direction. His wife was screaming in the bedroom. His teenage daughter was crying upstairs, and nobody would tell him what was happening. "Please," he kept saying, "please, there's been a mistake. I'm a teacher. We haven't done anything wrong." But the agents weren't listening. They were searching his house, opening drawers, looking through closets, checking under beds, treating his home like a crime scene. It would be another 17 minutes before someone finally checked the warrant, before an agent would look at the address and realize what had happened. They were at the wrong house. Again, this is the story of the Patterson family, of how a simple clerical error turned an ordinary Wednesday morning into a nightmare, of how an innocent high school history teacher ended up handcuffed on his kitchen floor while federal agents ransacked his home, and of the Bodycam footage that would finally be released, showing exactly what happens when the FBI gets it catastrophically wrong. Cleveland, Ohio, September 19th, 2024, 7:15 a.m., James Patterson, 47, was making breakfast for his family, scrambled eggs, toast, the usual Wednesday morning routine. His wife, Linda, 45, was getting ready for work. Their daughter, Sophie, 16, was upstairs finishing her homework that she'd procrastinated on the night before. It was an ordinary morning in an ordinary suburban house, the kind of morning that happens in millions of American homes without incident. The kind of morning where the biggest worry is whether Sophie remembered to pack her lunch, or if James needed to stop for gas on the way to the high school where he taught. James had taught history at Lincoln High for 23 years. American history, mostly. Civil War, Constitution, Bill of Rights. He especially loved teaching about the Fourth Amendment, the right of people to be secure in their houses against unreasonable searches and seizures. The irony of what was about to happen would not be lost on him. 6 blocks away, an FBI tactical team was preparing to execute a federal search warrant. The target was Marcus Williams, a 34-year-old man suspected of running a major identity theft operation. According to investigators, Williams had stolen thousands of credit card numbers and was using them to make fraudulent purchases totaling over $2 million. The investigation had been ongoing for 8 months. Federal prosecutors had built what they believed was an airtight case, and now they had a warrant to search Williams' residence and seize evidence, computers, hard drives, documents, anything that could prove the fraud scheme. The address on the warrant was 4432 Oakmont Avenue, Marcus Williams' last known address, according to their confidential informant, the location where he allegedly conducted his criminal operations. The FBI team reviewed the warrant one final time. Special Agent Sarah Chen, the case agent who had spent months building this investigation, briefed her team. 6 agents total. Standard entry procedure: knock and announce. If no compliance within 30 seconds, breach the door. They loaded into 2 vehicles and began the short drive to the target location. At 7:18 a.m., they turned onto Oakmont Avenue. James Patterson was pouring orange juice when he heard vehicles pull up outside. He glanced out the kitchen window and saw 2 black SUVs, official-looking, government plates. His first thought was that something had happened to a neighbor, maybe a medical emergency, maybe a welfare check. He went back to the eggs on the stove. Outside, the FBI team was exiting their vehicles. Agent Chen checked the address painted on the mailbox. 4432. Perfect match with the warrant. What she didn't notice, what none of them noticed, was that the house number on the actual structure didn't match the mailbox. The mailbox said 44432, but the house itself, visible above the garage door, clearly displayed 4342. Someone at some point had switched the mailbox numbers. Maybe a prank, maybe an accident during a replacement, maybe deliberate to confuse delivery drivers. Whatever the reason, the numbers were wrong, and nobody on the FBI team caught it. At 7:19 a.m., Agent Chen and her team approached the front door of 4342 Oakmont Avenue, the Patterson family home, not Marcus Williams's residence. James heard the knock. Loud, authoritative, aggressive, the kind of knock that means official business. He walked to the front door, still holding a spatula, and looked through the peephole. 6 people on his porch, wearing FBI jackets, serious expressions. His stomach dropped. What could the FBI possibly want with him? He unlocked the door and opened it about 6 inches, leaving the security chain engaged. "Can I help you?" Agent Chen held up her badge and the warrant. "FBI, we have a federal search warrant for this address. We need you to step outside immediately." James felt his heart start to race. A search warrant? For his house? This had to be a mistake. "I'm sorry, I think there's been some kind of error. I'm just a teacher. My family and I, we haven't done anything. You must have the wrong address." "Sir, this is 4432 Oakmont Avenue. We have a valid federal warrant. You need to open this door now or we will be forced to breach it." James looked at the warrant agent Chen was holding. He couldn't read the details through the 6-inch gap, but he could see official seals, federal court stamps. This looked real. "Can I see the warrant? Can you show me exactly what this is about?" "Sir, open the door. Last warning." In the bedroom, Linda heard raised voices. She walked out into the hallway. "James, what's going on?" James made a decision. If this was legitimate, if they really had a warrant, then they were going to search his house whether he cooperated or not. He might as well comply and sort it out quickly. He closed the door, unlatched the security chain, and opened it fully. "Okay, I'm complying, but I'm telling you, there's been a mistake. We haven't done anything wrong." The FBI team entered quickly. Agent Chen handed James the warrant, while other agents began fanning out through the house. "Sir, please step outside and wait on the front porch while we conduct our search." "Wait, my wife is here. My daughter is upstairs. Can you please tell me what this is about?" "Ma'am," an agent called to Linda, who was standing at the end of the hallway, confused and frightened. "Come with me, please. We need to secure all occupants." "Secure? What does that mean? James, what's happening?" Upstairs, Sophie heard the commotion, multiple voices, heavy footsteps. Her first thought was burglary, home invasion. She grabbed her phone and started to dial 911. An agent was already at her door. "FBI, come out of the room with your hands visible." Sophie, terrified, opened her door. She saw a man in an FBI jacket, another agent behind him. "I'm just a student. I live here. This is my house." "Come downstairs, please. We're executing a search warrant." The next 15 minutes were chaos. James and Linda were separated, kept in different rooms, not allowed to talk to each other. James kept asking questions. "What are you looking for? Who do you think lives here? Can I see the warrant again?" Nobody would answer him. Agents searched the house systematically. Bedrooms, bathrooms, closets, James's home office where he graded papers and prepared lesson plans. They looked through his computer, his files, his bookshelves filled with history books and teaching materials. They found nothing, no evidence of identity theft, no stolen credit cards, no computers running fraud schemes, just a normal family home, school textbooks, family photos, a daughter's college application, materials spread out on the dining room table. At 7:31 a.m., 12 minutes into the search, one agent noticed something. Above the garage, clearly visible now that he was looking at it from the inside, was the house number, 442. He keyed his radio. "Chen, we have a problem. Check the house number." Agent Chen walked back outside, looked at the mailbox, 4432, looked at the house, 43342. She felt her stomach drop. "Command, we need to verify the target address. The mailbox says 44432, but the house number says 442342. There was a pause, then the response came back. "The warrant is for 4432 Oakmont. Target is Marcus Williams. Run the property records." Another agent pulled out a tablet and accessed the county property database. The address, 4342 Oakmont Avenue, was owned by James and Linda Patterson. Purchased in 2008. No liens, no judgments, no criminal history attached to the property. The address, 4432 Oakmont Avenue, the actual target location, was 4 houses down. Same street, different house. Agent Chen closed her eyes for a moment. This was every agent's nightmare. They had raided the wrong house. At 7:34 a.m., Agent Chen walked back inside and approached James Patterson. "Mr. Patterson, I need to ask you something. What is your full name?" "James Edward Patterson. I've told you that 3 times already. I'm a history teacher at Lincoln High School. I've lived here for 16 years. Now please, tell me what's going on." Chen pulled out her phone and showed him a photo. Marcus Williams. A completely different person. Different age, different race, different everything. "Is this you?" "What? No, I've never seen that person in my life. Who is that?" Chen took a deep breath. "Mr. Patterson, I need to inform you that there's been an error in the execution of our warrant. We were supposed to be at 4432 Oakmont Avenue. This residence is 4342. The mailbox number outside is incorrect, which led to the confusion." James stared at her, processing. Understanding is slowly dawning. "You're at the wrong house?" "Yes, sir. I apologize for the intrusion. We're going to clear out immediately." "You're at the wrong house," James repeated, his voice rising. "You came into my home. You terrified my wife. You scared my daughter. You treated us like criminals. Because you couldn't read a house number?" "Sir, I understand you're upset. The mailbox, the house number is right there." James pointed at the wall above the garage, visible from where they stood. "It's been there for 16 years. It says 4442. "I know, sir. This shouldn't have happened. We're deeply sorry." Linda, hearing the conversation from the other room, started crying, relief mixed with anger mixed with residual fear. Sophie came down the stairs looking pale, still shaking. "Dad, what's happening?" James pulled his daughter into a hug, tried to comfort her even though he was barely holding it together himself. "It's okay, honey. They made a mistake. They're leaving." But it wasn't okay, and it wouldn't be okay for a very long time. The FBI team began packing up their equipment, putting away the cameras they'd used to photograph James's computer, closing the drawers they'd searched, attempting to leave the house as they'd found it. But you can't unsearch a house, you can't unterrorize a family, you can't give back the sense of security that was violated. Agent Chen approached James with a business card. "Mr. Patterson, this has my contact information. The FBI has a victim services coordinator who will reach out to you within 24 hours. Any property damage will be covered. any counseling services you or your family